Are we doing favorite shows?
Yeah, favorite
Yes.
show you ever been in.
That's a really hard one. I've been part of some really, really fun magical shows. Um, I think like the cool. I mean, I pull this one all the time because it's kind of, but it's old news. The biggest show I was ever part of was Kinky Boots.
Oh.
In Toronto. That was like kind of the biggest contract I've ever done. It was with basically the Canadian equivalent of Broadway, and I swung. I was a swing in that show. Swing is a person who basically is there just to understudy people. They don't actually have a part in the show, but they're just there to cover people. So I had to cover 5 different tracks, 5 different parts. And I went on for every single one of them at one point.
Really?
Yeah, over the course, because it ran for a year, or a little over a year. And by the end of it, I had gone on for every single part that I covered, which is pretty incredible. I mean, it was like cool to have that kind of like caliber of production value, just based on like just how expensive everything was, because it was basically just like they put the Broadway show into to Toronto.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so of course, Kinky Boots being Kinky Boots, we all had custom fitted boots.
Nice.
These boots were absolutely gorgeous. They didn't give you sizes; they literally just custom fit them to you. So each pair of boots was like specifically to that person.
Wow.
Did you get to take them home afterwards since they were made for you?
Absolutely not. No, they were like thousands of dollars. They would never let us just take those home.
What were
No.
they going to do with them?
Well, they'll find someone
Anybody
like
else?
they save everything. Like productions like that save every single iota of costume and set and everything, just in case someone has like, I don't know, down the road when they can't afford to make custom shoes anymore, they can like, fit someone into a pair of shoes that are like, that has a similar size to me. Yeah, I don't think they would. No, to answer someone in chat, Ken Copen, no, I did not get 5 pairs of boots. I only got 1, and I just used them for every character. They were beautiful. So I guess like that was like one of the biggest shows I've ever done. But I think probably the best experience I've ever had on a show was Anything Goes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, like, I don't know, it's very rare that you get to be the star of the show. Like, Reno is, like, she is the star of that show. and it's, like, she gets all the best songs, and she gets to do all the dance numbers, she gets the flashy costumes, and she gets the 11 o'clock number, it's... Oh, what are you looking for?
You're lucky. I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to get you your award.
Oh, jeez.
To show everybody that it's not just folks on the internet who like Maddy. She won us an award for this.
It's like, it's a local theater award. It's not a big deal.
Yes, it is.
It's an award.
It's an award. I mean, I'm very grateful for it. Yeah, Reno Sweeney is a role I wish I could do again.
There you go. There you go.
The Ovation
Oh.
Awards.
Yes. And that's not nothing. This is, I mean, because musical theater doesn't get reviewed, basically, in Vancouver in terms of awards. We always get kind of snubbed because of the Jessie Awards. So this is a good thing. She should be proud of it.
What's a Jessie Award?
Oh, Jessie is the professional theater awards. The Ovations
Well,
are
is musical theater.
Ovations are musical theater only.
Yeah.
And then the Jessies are the professional theater awards.
Yeah.
For like all-encompassing theater throughout Vancouver.
Right.
Reno is a role I wish I could play again. It was like the only time I didn't know this at the time because like I don't perform with my glasses on, so I can't really see anything when I'm out there. But my mom told me later when she came and she saw it like 3 times, and she said that after one of the biggest numbers in Act 2, which is the opening of Act 2, which is Below Gabriel Below, apparently everyone in the balcony started a standing ovation in the middle of the show
Wow.
for that number. And I was like, that is so insane. Unreal. I don't know if I hope I get to experience it again.
Oh yeah, well they gotta do some rewrites.
Yeah, there's
some questionable content. It's an old show, but once they make the rewrites, it'll be
yeah,
good.
it'll be good if they can figure out how to get around that. And then also the most recent show I did, well, not really the most recent show, but one of them that I really loved was this really amazing site-specific production of Company, which is a Sondheim show. And we performed it inside this little art gallery, which we turned it into an apartment, essentially. And so everyone who came to see the show was actually there for, like, the conceit was that the audience came to be a part of the main character's birthday party. And so that's how we sort of got around that. So they would all show up and they would all get drinks and snacks and mill about with the cast. And then they'd all sit in like this kind of living room and watch Company. It was very, very cool.
That's really
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I think
so
that's probably,
cool.
That's probably one of my favorite theater memories. It was very cozy and very comfy, and also the cast never went backstage. We were always on, like, in the audience. Like, we had designated seats. We'd sit and watch the whole show if we weren't on stage.
That's so cool.
It was such a good show. I would love to. I don't know, tomorrow, if anyone requests anything, not anything, but if, you know, I'll always sing Sondheim. So if you want to get requested for tomorrow,
Do it.
yeah,
Get your request in.
Do it.
Yeah.
What the song I sang was Another 100 People.
Yeah, brought the house down.
Oh, I love that song so much. It was like one of the most amazing moments to sing that song. They, like, the way that we did it was that, like, the song kind of climbs to this great crescendo at the very end of the song, and it's, like, very powerful and strong, and then without a beat in between for the audience to start clapping, I had to, like, dive right into the scene. And, like, the whole audience would just be like, and, like, try and clap, and then they couldn't, and they were like, no, we gotta clap. And it was just so amazing to feel that, like, energy of, like, the whole audience being like, no, and then, like, have to, like, hold it. It was very, very fun to, like, be a part of a moment like that.
That's awesome. Was there anybody who was just, like, not paying attention and was like, woo, clap, 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 alone in the theater?
There was a couple of nights when we were in the theater, and that when that happened, and it, like, the last big note, and then I would dive into the first line of the scene going into it, and the audience would just ignore that. They would just be like, nope, we're clapping now. we're doing this. And so that was always very heartwarming, because we just had to sit there and hold, like, staring at each other while people are like, we're like, no, let us have this moment. But yeah, those are some really good theater memories. And,
That's awesome.
Oh, it's kind of making me a little weepy.
Yeah.
Because we don't have theater right now.
No.
Yeah.
There's a couple theater companies in Vancouver that are doing they're doing one-person shows with socially distanced folks, but their numbers aren't doing so good. Not a lot of people are coming out. There's us who would like to go but can't afford it because now there's no work and we're living off the government. And so it's kind of sad. So I don't know when things are gonna get to when we can have. Like, I know that Bard on the Beach this summer, which is the Shakespearean company in Vancouver. They're not the one. There are probably others, but Bard is one of the bigger ones.
You could say it was.
And they had to cancel this past season, and they're going to try to do something this season. I don't know what. I don't know if I'll be asked back, but I hope they do. I hope we find to do something outside, maybe in a tent that the breeze can go through, and we can have people sitting apart. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Theater has been through a lot. It's been through plagues before. The globe shut down due to a plague. It's you can't kill it. Theater is the cockroach of art. It's, no matter how hard you try. So we will persevere.
We will.
And
We'll have theater again.
you know what? Probably. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Carrie.
I was just curious, have there been any motions within the theater community towards things like this, streaming or performing live via the internet?
Yeah, they're not doing great.
No, it's the Arts Club.
They're doing a bunch of one-person shows right now to, like, kind of, I guess, navigate this whole tumultuous time. And they offer streaming as opposed to coming in person. They do both at the same time. But the streaming tickets are not being bought up as fast as they would like.
And it's just, and I can understand that, because whatever that connection between you and the crowd is, that magic that makes it something special. And watching it, like, I don't want to tell you to not go to these streaming services. If you like theater and you want to see it and you're curious about the shows, please do it. They'd love to have you.
Support
But
them.
it's I think it's suffering a little bit because that live aspect where that communication between the audience and the performer isn't there, and so that's hard. Whereas, that's but part of the reason why this works with Desert Bus, because there's a communication between us and the chat and each other, and it's improvised and it feels more alive.
It feels very alive. It feels like you're performing for an audience. Like the first song of Desert Bus, I always get a little nervous.
Right. Yeah.
My breath is always like up here in the first song.
Yeah.
And it's usually like straight out the gate, let's do a belt song.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot more practice in Desert Bus because we've been doing things through the internet for years. So even though we're streaming in a different way now, we're still experiencing a lot of the same feelings, like interacting with chat that we would normally, and interacting with each other. At least that's how it's been for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think theater could learn a thing or two from Desert Bus.
It could be. There are some. I have seen some. There's a fantastic improv comedy troupe in Vancouver called the Sunday Service, and who operate out of the Fox Cabaret on Main Street usually, and they're very, very, very funny people. Very good improvisers. It's not cringy. It's good. And they've been doing a live show every week, and I definitely tune in to that, because that's it feels more alive, and they are taking some feedback from their chat, and they're doing it very well. But like anything, I think it takes a long time to build up an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Desert Bus would know what that's like for sure.
Like, it's taken us 14 years to get to the point we're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so here's a thing. Well, here's Kathleen's tip of the day. If you're wondering what to get people for any upcoming holidays, get them live theater performance tickets.
Yeah.
Enrich their life. Give them something to do in these cold winter nights.
That'd be a great idea.
Absolutely. I was just thinking, because I'm not sure if you were watching yesterday, but our guest we had on, Allison, is also does a lot of theater, amateur theater as well, and she's also been going through a lot of the same stuff, just not able to perform at all. We actually got to read one of her plays that she had written sort of in quarantine on stream. That was quite a lot of fun, actually. The first time I'd done any acting since like elementary school. It was a little terrifying.
Goodness. Well, good on
but it was
you.
really cool. And I'm kind of bad. It's like, I love the theater, but I just never make time to go to it. And it's like, once this is over, I'm definitely going to no, I have to get this back up and going.
Yeah.
Was that with Lur? Like the stream for the play?
It was
actually
yesterday on Desert Bus, yeah.
Oh, sick.
And
Yes.
it was actually something that she hadn't had anyone read aloud before, so she specifically requested it not be clipped or loaded to the VODs or VST. So it doesn't exist.
It's sort of like
outside of that moment.
which is sort of like a true live theater experience, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's ephemeral.
I was watching, but not on screen, and it was awesome. Sorry.
All right.
That sounds so cool. That's awesome. I'm glad it could be brought forward for people to see and watch and be like, yes, theater is still alive.
Yeah.
I think hopefully there'll be a big demand for going to the theater and just going out with other people, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I hope so.
Like at first it'll be a trickle, but then like in a couple months people will be like, actually, yeah, let's go out.
Absolutely. That's one of the horrible things about this whole situation is there isn't going to be a comical switch that goes from quarantine to everybody do whatever. It's gonna be that very unsatisfying. We're going to raise, as Bonnie Henry would say, we're going to lift restrictions very slowly. We're going to be going to restaurants now with 7 people instead of 6. I love her to death. I love the way she speaks. Who's our Bonnie Henry? Dr. Bonnie Henry is our Minister of Health for BC. What's her title? I can't remember.
She's not a politician.
She's the Chief Provincial Health Officer.
Ah, yes, exactly. She's assured me, sure many others through this whole thing. So, but yeah, I hope, right, Kathleen? I hope people come out in droves after this.
Yeah.